All right, let's talk about another cryptocurrency named Casper. So, Casper is a cryptocurrency that was actually born during a bear market, which means it was being developed and launched while prices were going down. So, technically, we've never seen a all-time high price for this coin. So, but the potential could be huge. If you look at the 24-hour volume, it's around $7 million, which is a good amount, but still not as much as some of the major cryptocurrencies that have hundreds of millions of dollars flowing through them daily. If you take a look at the total supply, it's around $12 billion, which is actually a pretty low supply number compared to some of the other cryptocurrencies out there. Now, because this coin was born in a bear market, the total supply is low and the daily volume is low. Technically, this coin has a lot of potential because if the supply is low and the volume increases, let's say there's another crypto craze and everybody starts to learn about crypto and businesses start to adopt crypto and start spending money on crypto infrastructure, right? Then potentially this 24-hour volume could go up a lot, but the supply won't go up. Which technically means that you're going to have a little supply with a high price. All right, so potentially this could be a really good opportunity for people. All right, let's take a look at the white paper for this project. Now, for those of you who don't know what a white paper is for any crypto project that is launched. A white paper is like the plan for the company. Like, what do they plan to do and how do they plan to go about their business, right? That is what a white paper is. There are several things that Casper kind of focused on in their white paper. The first one is tokenization, the idea that many things in the future will be tokenized. Things that aren't tokenized right now, like stocks and bonds and real estate and intellectual property, art, stuff like that, is all going to be digitally recorded and tokenized, where you might be able to buy fractions of something rather than a whole thing, right? In today's world, you can't go to a store or a dealership or something and say, "Hey, I want to buy a part of a car," right? But with having digital versions of things, it'll be a lot easier for people to buy fractions of things. Like if they want to buy fraction of like the Mona Lisa, right? Like they could do it, and they don't have to spend $10 million. They could just spend $10 and buy a piece of it, right? So that's kind of what the first idea in this white paper is, that everything will be tokenized eventually. All right, another thing that Casper talked about was the creator economy, how nowadays when somebody creates something and puts it online, it could easily be stolen. But in the future, there'll be more control as a creator over your products because you can make NFTs, right? If you make a song, piece of art, whatever you make, you could technically put a digital representation of that into an NFT and then sell it, right? Which makes things more affordable, first of all, because now instead of buying, let's say, a whole thing, let's say you're buying an expensive piece of art for $1 million, right? And a lot of people don't have $1 million, but they want to buy art. So NFTs allow people fractional ownership of things, right? It doesn't have to be the whole art, could be a part of it. But it also allows for like intellectual property to be tracked appropriately, right? Where you could actually see, this was this piece of art or this music or this whatever. I got it from this person, and that person gave it to this person, and this person gave it to me, and it kind of tracks the whole journey of that asset in an immutable ledger, right? So that's going to be a huge benefit to a lot of people, especially people that are looking to take control of their intellectual properties. All right, and the third thing, and probably the most impressive thing for this project, is they touch upon algorithmic financial standards. More importantly, smart contracts. Now, Ethereum does smart contracts, which basically means like nowadays people, if they want to make a deal with each other, they physically have to write out a contract, and then once that contract, somebody does whatever they need for that contract, then they could go back to that person, say, hey, I completed my contract, and then that person gives you whatever they need to in exchange for what you did, okay? Which is, like a long, convoluted process, might take a while. What smart contracts do, and smart contracts are basically made on the Ethereum network, where somebody can make a similar deal, but instead of waiting for somebody to complete something, they can actually complete it. And once it's completed, they could like press a button electronically, right? And then the other person automatically knows that the task was completed and the money is automatically sent out, right? So you're not waiting for anything. It's more of like, you do this, the money will automatically be released. And that's what the big thing for smart contracts is for businesses. That is a huge utility, right? Because you don't want to hire a bunch of lawyers and make sure everyone is doing their thing and worrying about breach of contract and all that stuff. No, you have something that's recorded on a blockchain, right? Everyone could see it, and you could see whether or not that contract was carried out. Now, the one thing about Ethereum's contracts are, once they're deployed, you can't change them. But for Casper, you could actually deploy smart contracts and alter them after. Now, that is huge for businesses. I don't think people understand what a huge use case that is, but businesses are going to want to do that because let's say they make a mistake or they want to change something, they're going to need to do that without launching another contract, right? Which just basically Casper improves on the smart contract idea that Ethereum started. And the other thing that big businesses worry about always is, patents and copyrights. And as more things get tokenized, you're going to see that ownerships and intellectual property, they're all going to be tokenized and recorded on a blockchain on networks like Casper, right? Now, Casper is made for big institutions that handle a lot of patents and copyrights and ownership stuff because, if you're making products or constantly inventing stuff, you're going to need something that keeps track of your patents, right? The sale and buying of patents and all that stuff will be recorded on blockchain. And Casper is poised to kind of be the middleman, right? The middleman that basically works with different companies and uses their technology. And it's like, hey, listen, use our stuff and you'll have all this functionality in your business, right? You'll be able to send NFTs, keep track of your ownership, copyrights and ownership and patents and all that stuff. Not to mention transfer assets like equities and stocks and bonds and all this stuff between businesses. And I think that's a huge use case. And seeing as this company was born in a bear market, I don't think anybody's aware of it yet. All right, guys. So that was Casper, and personally, I think this project has a lot of potential for business to business use. Right? It's cool to have person to person transactions where somebody sends 10, 20, $30 between each other, but the real money and the real value is between those big businesses, those big banks, those institutions that want to send not only money but, let's say, intellectual property and assets between each other, right? That value is going to flow through a select few cryptocurrencies that have the utility that the companies are looking for. And I think Casper is one of them. Now, I don't think anybody's really aware of it because it has been born in a bear market and they've been building during all this time where all the prices have been going down. So they're really poised to skyrocket. They've built such a solid base that when cryptocurrencies finally get regulations, businesses are gonna be looking at this company to kind of help them because they have it figured out. They know what the companies need already. So I think in the future, given its volume, its market cap, its use case, I think this is going to be a huge opportunity for anybody. I think right now it's at 4 cents. I think if it reaches anywhere close to, let's say, Cardano's market cap, which it reached with no actual use case, just speculation, this could reach up to maybe like $8, $5 to $8 in the future. All right, so not a financial advice. but